Why do other people seem to get exactly what they want in life? Are you surrounded by people who seem to have a clear vision of who they want to be? Do you still have that nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you're not truly living up to your potential? As ADHDers, we can feel in a constant battle to find our purpose in life, and it can leave us feeling lonely as we watch the world pass us by, feeling like we've failed at life, while everyone else seems to get the life that they've always wanted. I'm going to dig into why that is, and the steps that we can take to get started on our journey. If you're new here, my name's Chris, and I'm a creator with ADHD, and I help fellow ultra-normal brains learn the tools to finally focus, grow, and get shit done. And make sure you stick around all the way to the end for some crucial advice that you don't want to miss. There's lots of pressure on the idea of crafting your purpose, your supposed ideal future. So an ideal future is a mental picture of what you want your life to look like. It's the destination that you want to go. And one of the challenges as ADHDers is that we generally don't live our life with one single purpose. We're very interest motivated, so we can be distracted by shiny new things. It's what we're known for. And this is one of the reasons why we can often bounce from job to job or hobby to hobby or even relationship to relationship. The idea of crafting an ideal future can seem like a truly monumental task. Nothing saps an ADHD's motivation quicker than feeling like there's a mountain to climb ahead of us. But if you have that gut feeling inside of, I'm not quite who I'm meant to be yet, then it's likely that it's time to take another look, have another think about what your ideal future is. So how can we find our ideal future? How can we reach our potential? The first thing to do is get it out of your head. So often ADHDers can suffer from something called aphantasia. And aphantasia is literally a difficulty visualizing. So as ADHDers, we can literally have a difficulty envisioning our future. Step one to reaching our potential, finding our ideal future, is to externalize it, is to write it down, brainstorm it, journal it, whatever it is to get it out of your brain, externalize that potential ideal future. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. So externalizing helps to give us a roadmap and give us clarity on our wants, our needs, our ideas, and our values. So day to day, because of our challenges with working memory, it can be difficult to keep the bigger goals in mind. So step two is to make sure you remind yourself of your ideal future regularly with planners, to-do lists, post-its, manifestations, mantras, whatever works for you, making sure that we have that externalization reflected back on us all the time. And that helps keep it top of mind, whatever we're doing. So building your ideal future is not about being consistent. This is about taking action when you can. As ADHDers, we have very interest-based motivation, meaning if we find something interesting, we're much more likely to do it. We can hyper-focus on things that we love. Don't spend all of your time planning, build the scaffolding as you go, and create the path that you want. So step three is make steps towards it. I'm always reassessing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. The more we develop this self-awareness, the better we can choose the best actions to take towards our ideal future. And obviously we can only touch briefly on all of the ADHD topics in a YouTube video, but we go much, much deeper into goals and time management in my program, the ADHD Blueprint, which is an ADHD coaching program with the tools, strategies, and coaching directly from me. It covers everything from focus to organization, to emotions, to ADHD relationships and communication. And you'll also be part of our community of fellow ambitious ADHDers. So if you want to start living up to your potential and craft the thriving life that you deserve, then click on the link in the description below to join us and take the next step. I've spoken to a lot of ADHDers who are scared of admitting what they want. And, I can empathize with that. For a long time, I was really afraid to admit what I liked, what I wanted, what my passions were. And this is especially true in relationships. We can people please, which sometimes manifests as us not stating our needs and wants with other people. And I actually covered this in a much deeper way in a video which I'll link to above. But over long term, people pleasing can actually cause huge damage to relationships and ourselves. It builds a negative feedback loop. So step four is don't be afraid to go for what you want. When we sidestep fear and reach out for help, reach out for support, and get other people involved in our goals, once we start to sidestep that fear, the more we can start to advocate for what we want and start asking others for help, start letting other people know what our wants and our needs are. Whether it's a friend, a therapist, a mentor, or a coach, the closer we get to doing the things that we love, the more we'll actually do. So it's actually a win-win. It's a productivity hack. We become more productive, more aligned with our own goals, and we get closer and closer to our ideal future. And you know, the more that we do the first 4 steps, the more we live intentionally and deliberately. We take action more, but that also means that we fail more. But this is the most crucial point, which is to embrace the failure. Trying and failing over and over again is so important, because each time, if you do it right, you grow just a little bit. There's a quote, "It doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop." Failure isn't what most people think it is. I dive deeper into the idea of failure in this video here, but the most crucial takeaway is that persisting through failure is the only way to succeed towards our ideal future. And if you want more skills, tips, and strategies for working with your ADHD, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.